Yo, 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 come on in, man. Come on in. Come on in. Let's have a talk, man. Cause I'm telling you,
Mhm.
woo, we did a show earlier, man, and we had a ball. Did a quick little pop-up show, man, like we always do. Uh, but before I get into what I got to say, not gonna be rude.
Mhm.
Chris, what's up, man? Talk to me.
Hey man, you know what it is, man. We are here. We're gonna talk about a couple of things, so while we're waiting on our special guest. But at the same time, man, talking about some things with Stefan Diggs and running backs are getting paid. We need to start kind of trying to start looking into paying ours, y'all. But it is what it is. We're gonna talk about all that. Saying what's up to the chat. Hey, everybody doing? Y'all pop on in. I know it's actually a busy Wednesday night, man. So shout out to all the Falcon content creators who are already doing their thing. And shout out
Right.
to the ones who are coming on, what I'm saying, soon to do their thing. So, it's just a congested Wednesday, but we're gonna start still do what we gotta do anyway. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, shout out to everybody who pulling up for this event that we got going on here.
Yeah, this was the only day. There's no disrespect to the other content creators, but
Yeah.
this was the only day it could be scheduled. So we had to work what we had to work with. But right quick, man. Like he talked about the A chain signing. Got a big fat payday. 4 years, I think $68 million. That's about 17 million a year. And we've been talking about Bijan for the last 2 months. We know it's coming, but like I keep telling y'all, they better do it because if Jameer Gibbs gets his payday, that number just gonna keep climbing. And I expect it from the jump, 25 million. And the reason why I say that, when you set the bar that high or somewhere in that range, no matter who signs after him, it's just irrelevant at that point.
Right.
And maybe they may push Jamil Gibbs deal a little faster because they don't want the same thing to happen to them. Jonathan
Hey,
Taylor, another running back. We
yeah.
looked at 17 million, and it was somebody else signed last week, Brees Hall, 15
Bruce.
million.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Jonathan Taylor gonna be in that 17 to $20 million range. Then you look at Bajan, he's gonna be in the 21 to 24 million range, possibly 25. Then you look at Jameer Gibbs in the same range. So I mean, it's just gonna be tough, man. Just gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But right quick, what you got? What you think about that?
Hey man, again, you see what the domino effect is. You're starting to see guys getting paid. Chan, my thing is it's a good thing for him because he's a former third round pick. Remember, out of Texas A&M in 2023, but he's already has over 3,000 yards. Sitting rushing, 22 touchdowns in a 3-year span, 172 receptions. And all those numbers are impressive, but it still isn't even Bijan Robinson. So it's like, okay, you see that he has 17 mil with 32 million guarantees. You
Right.
have to start looking at trying to get the deal done with Bijan. But at the same time, I mean, you don't know what the agent is saying. You don't know, so what the actual number is behind the scenes, regardless. But I still will push for the Atlanta Falcons to try to get a deal done because I said before, try to get that deal done before the Lions and Jameer Gibbs because I really feel like after that, whoever can get that deal done first is really going to push the other. I really believe it.
Yeah, agreed. And that market is ballooned the last couple of years because we talked about Derrick Henry and him being
Mm,
franchise tag a couple of years. He got nowhere near probably half of what they gonna get. So it's just a different time, man. With the salary cap just keep going up, we slowly sliding back into where we was when with these first overall picks, we're getting $70 million. So yeah, I mean
yeah,
it's
man.
almost there. But
It's the
another thing we
TV
had,
deals and everything like that,
that's exactly what it is,
sponsorship,
media deals. Yeah, that's
endorsements,
exactly what it is.
everything, man. It's just so
Yeah.
much more things that you can do and so many different ways that, companies can make money, with the players, off the players, just imagine 20 years ago, we were talking about how NIL should be here 20 years ago. Think about that. You know, 'cause we playing the video games. Remember, we playing games like, especially like college games, and no one
Right.
has a name and all that other stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then you
No Neil
score.
deal. And with no Neil deals, I remember college football '08 when they started complaining about, likeness and all of that stuff. That
Mm-hmm.
cut college football out 5 years later with 2013 college football. That lasted always for 10 years. So,
Yep.
yeah, so money is everything when it comes to sports. But we talking about money. I told y'all earlier we talked about Stefan Diggs, and I got some clapback in the
So,
comments. I got called. Well, me and Chris got called goofies. But you can call us goofy, but we gonna ride and die together. And whatever we think it's our opinion at the end of the day. So you goofy for even saying that, because as I keep telling you, you can say what you want to say on these podcasts, the comments, but let me see you get on screen and do what we do daily. Talk to people, give our comments, and get the backlash, because we get backlash all the time. But we gonna keep pushing no matter what.
well, I mean, did we say that
What-
he was? Did we say that he was a bad player? No, we didn't
No,
say that. We just said we just basically didn't want the drama. We already got enough. And there are other guys out there that you still can look at. I can see
no,
if
but
Stephon was
Chris,
the best.
this is the part that pissed me off. He didn't even watch the whole damn video, because what he was
Uh,
mad about, I actually said it at the end of the damn video. I
I
said,
got you.
I don't want the drama. I don't want none of that. That's exactly what we did the show. You heard what I said. Don't want the drama. Don't want the money. I don't want none of that. I'm not finna pay $10 million for a damn a slot receiver. Not finna do it. And one that's past his prime. Oh no. Oh no.
Now, I
Not gonna
will
happen.
admit, if we could have got Stephon Diggs before he went to Buffalo. Now the Vikings, Stephon Diggs, it's around that area, and even in his first couple seasons in Buffalo, he was still a prime time player. But at the end of the day, everybody has the different forms, different paths in their career, and different times. They have their ups and downs. I just don't want the drama. That's all it is.
Facts.
I'd rather take a flyer. If you just want a veteran, if that's what it is, you want a veteran on the team. Well, what, ain't DeAndre Hopkins still out there? What? It's a couple of guys. Like, you didn't want to go to Tyreek Hill route and all that stuff like that too. It's still a couple of guys that you can go out there and get. So it's like, I still revert back to what I said, man. Give the young guys and some of these other guys opportunity. You just never know what you may have. But this is
Yeah,
definitely a year to find out.
right. And then I stand with Matt Ryan. I said it before Matt even said it on the podcast last week. Jahan Dotson was just in a bad spot. You give him a chance. He has elite hands, elite speed, and now that he has a chance to become a solid number 2 or number 3 receiver on the team and get targets, why waste money on somebody that's 10 years, 10 years in the league? 900 catches, I get that. 11,000 yards, I get all of that. 74 touchdowns, sounds good. But the contract don't sound good. The divaism don't sound good. Minnesota traded him. Houston traded him. Well, Houston just didn't re-sign him. But last year in New England, solid year. Not gonna knock that 1,000 yards. But don't need it. Just don't need it. You go somebody younger,
brother.
faster,
Again.
Still had the same with the hands.
My thing is, we already got Drake London, though. That's my thing. We already have Drake London, and I feel like you can move London around the same way you can, and you already have a number 1 receiver in Drake London here in Atlanta. Again, give Jahad Dotson his opportunities. Give Zachariah Branch opportunities. Make Kyle Pitts, like the number 2 option. And I know that it may sound crazy to some people. They're saying, hey, man, in order to keep this guy engaged and everything like that, you got to keep him involved. Right. Hey, it is what it is. Regardless, he's a weapon. You got to use him.
Yeah. And then y'all see what they doing. They try to spend as less money as possible because they know they going to find a way. I think, and now that I'm looking at it more and more with these contracts coming, Chris Lindstrom, you look at Jesse Bates, they re-signed him, which I don't think likely, and that's just my opinion. But you look at their big three offensive weapons, and they don't have to pay a quarterback for the next 5 years or longer.
Mm-hmm.
They may try to sign Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. And you got to
I
have
mean,
money to do that.
you
Go
could.
ahead.
You know what I'm saying? You could.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we trying, man. We waiting on them to come through, but what it do, man? What it do?
Yeah, it's
Until
all just waiting on.
but until you
You
get
know,
some,
that's
man, y'all just
Larry.
yeah, that's Larry. But y'all can start dropping questions, man, until you get here. Y'all can start dropping questions, man. But
Yeah.
what makes me proud to do this interview before we get started until he gets here? Douglas High. I got a couple of followers, man, went to Douglas High, man. I'm class of 98. And Melvin in the chat, Douglas High. Willie, we talked to Willie earlier. He's class of 95, Mays High School. So he knew about the rivalries and all of that. And yeah, trust me. We're gonna talk about all of that, man. University of Houston. Solid stats last year, man. 80 tackles as a defensive lineman. It's just crazy at any damn level. You know how hard you got to work to be that kind of defensive tackle, that make those kind of stats. 80 tackles, sack and a half. And we were 24th against the run last year. So it's going to be well appreciated and well welcomed. Because I think we need it. We need it because and I still think we need to add a little bit more size up front, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. But you got to have belief in what the coach is doing, and they know what's best for the team. So hey, who am I to warrant? But they know what to do. Tell you, I agree, man. I agree. I would sign Keenan Allen before Stefan Diggs. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
My thing is with Keenan Allen, one thing he's going to polish up on everybody is that route running, man. For years, I called him an underrated route king, and he can run every route. Like seriously, every route. And my thing is, even if you did add a Keenan Allen to the Atlanta Falcons, I'm telling you, Zachariah Branch, even though he's a good route runner, it gets better. Drake London, it gets better. Everybody, man, it's just the technique and the fundamentally sound. I understand, the past couple of years, some injuries, but hey, it happens. At the end of the day, he still can run routes and still can produce out there for like an offense if he's given the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff, he said, how you feel about the nose tackle position or the situation? Yeah, like I just said, Jeff, I just think, you still need a space eater, and there's no knock to anybody on the defensive line. It's just something that I've, watched over time, just observing football and the type scheme that we're running. You got to have a space eater. New England Patriots, perfect example. I always use this example. Vince Wilfork. He was about 6'4", 6'5", about 6'4", about 345, 350. And we had a guy back in the day, Grady Jackson. Shout out to him. He's overcome a lot of health obstacles and with his weight and health scares and things like that. But he's the last big defensive lineman that we've had that just ate up space. And the crazy thing about it, when Rod Coleman was here, Rod Coleman benefited from it. And I think if Grady Jarrett had that kind of player next to him, Grady Jarrett numbers would have been much better than they were. And there's no knock to him. But sometimes, the situation that you're put in as a player, sometimes you benefit from those situations. Sometimes you don't, depending on what you got next to you. Just that simple. It's just like, say like, if we don't, just like we had years of problem generating a pass rush. And guess who the biggest problem fell on? It fell on the secondary. Because when you don't get pressure on the quarterback, give him time to throw, he gets the ball out quicker. Cornerbacks, man, they're going to stay out in coverage longer. You don't need that.
Mm-hmm. You think about it, too. The run game, too. Just in the run game, being able to, them guys being able to find the right gaps. And then you have certain other guys shooting the wrong gaps. And next thing you know, it's another big play putting more stress. You know, you ain't got nothing on the front line like that, putting more stress on your linebackers, which is again going to put more stress on the secondary. Next thing you know, eventually somebody's going to pop a big play. It normally happens.
Facts.
Shoot, talking about
Everything.
defensive tackles, even though I know he played some defensive end too, but he still was a defensive tackle. Talk about a 6'1", 290 John Randall. Now I know not everybody can be a John Randall, and he was undrafted and stuff, but you know, it's sometimes you have those certain guys that are able to push through and still end up messing around and having a Hall of Fame career. 6-time All Pro, by the way, too.
Facts. Facts. And think about the defensive tackle position, man. It's tough because no matter what you're in a 3-4 or a 4-3, you have to be versatile in today's NFL. You have to be able to play in, you have to play inside, outside, and you got to be able to take on multiple blocks, be able to to shoot run gaps. You just have to be able to do a lot in the defensive tackle position. And we always talk about every position, but the trenches is where the game is won, as we always say.
Right.
So yeah, you get that position right and get the defensive line right, and we saw it last year. 57 sacks, franchise record. When you get them trenches right on defense, everything else falls in place. And the crazy thing about it, trenches is where we actually lost the game on the offensive side. But Gary went out with that injury, wasn't the same. And guess what? Sack, Michael Penix gets injured. Bijan still puts up his numbers. But at the same time, if you have to run to the opposite side of the field, and you know you got to run that way because that's your new strong side, hey, what can you do? And we know Lindstrom on the right side, but he still need help. They had to end up putting another tight end on that end to help with the blocking. So, sometimes things like that just happen.
Right. That's true. Let me ask you this. I got a question actually for you, Smitty, and for the chat mostly, though, too. Like, do you guys feel like, and especially if we have a season similar, I'm not saying we just got to go back to the 57 sacks, but if it's 50, 47, somewhere in that area, would you try your best to extend Nate Ollie? I want to know you guys' thoughts because I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm thinking. I know how I'm feeling. I would definitely do it. Honestly, I'd make him the highest paid defensive line coach in NFL history if I had a chance. But because my thing is that money that goes to coaching staffs is not the same money that goes to the players, and salary cap and all that stuff. So that's a totally different entity. So we ain't got to worry about about any of that. I'm honestly, man, I really want Nate Coach Ollie to be here for quite some time because I have been a fan of just his coaching style and the way that he has been able to go everywhere and get something the best out of the defensive line most of the time. And even if we talk about Bill Callahan on the offensive side, and we should. Now, Nate Ollie hasn't been cutting his teeth as long as Bill Callahan, I understand. But at the same time, his trajectory right now, as far as like where everything seems like everything he touches turns to gold. You don't want to necessarily lose that, man. You want to roll. You want to keep rolling different guys in that he can put his hand on and get and produce out of. So I just want to know you guys' thoughts. Like I said, that's my thoughts. I'd make him the highest paid defensive line coach just to make sure he doesn't go anywhere, because guys like that, they're just hard to find.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that 200%. And you got to think, man, energy just doesn't come like that all the time. Like I said, the last time we had that kind of energy as a defensive line coach was Brian Cox. Last time, and that was the Super Bowl year 10 years ago, and we didn't have no energy like that since. And I take it to another level. I would love to have Ollie here long term.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's available, it's time to make things right. Reach out to Chuck Smith and make him a pass rushing consultant or an outside linebacker coach. Whatever you got to do to get him on this staff. It's time. Look at what he did with the Ravens. Same results as the Falcons when it came to the edge rushers. So if you want long-term success, go out and get the best. That's all you can do. If you do that, hey, who says we can't, win 10, 13 games? Because we all know, and they talked about it on the Water Boy. Shout out to them. all the teams that made it to the Super Bowl, well, both teams that made it to the Super Bowl and one made it to the NFC Championship, they had elite pass rushers, and we drafted two, and we already had others on the team. Dorless added himself to that conversation as a defensive tackle. So when you think about that, y'all got to forgive me, my wife cleaning up. But when you think about them having more than one solidified pass rushers, Dorless, you talk about Jalen Walker, you talk about James Pierce. When you have that, get you a guy like Chuck Smith, keep you a guy like Nate Ollie to keep those guys going strong for years. And I know you can't pay everybody, but if you put a system in place like the Pittsburgh Steelers have that 3-4 outside, that 3-4 zone blitz that they have, you get into the habit of having that kind of defense, and you just keep, adding to it. I mean, sky's the limits. You have an identity, and that's what we need. That's what we need.
I'm telling you, dog. I do it again. And what that comment I had seen? Yeah, there we go. See, man. That's what I be talking about, man. Me and Tay be on the same wavelength sometimes, man. For real. Everywhere Ollie goes, his defensive line get 45 plus sacks. I'm ready to rep our style and run into the dark rooms for years to come. Ain't nothing like them dark rooms, man.
But
rooms of fours. No, I'm not just saying, just rooms of forge. You're forging.
Yeah. And the thing about it, man, what I like about Nate Ollie, no matter where he's been, Indianapolis or Houston, he just doesn't do it with one player. It's 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 players, 5 or more sacks.
Committee.
In Indianapolis, about 3 or 4 years ago, you had about 6 people with 6+ sacks. And that's quantity over quality sometimes. But that's what you need. You need other people to step up when these people are having an off game. And as a defensive line coach, these are the type things that he teaches, and that means people are buying into what he's selling, and that's what we need.
That's what you want. He's a motivator, man. He gets the best out of pretty much, saying whoever he touches, whoever, comes into his contact, he gets the best out of. And you want to keep coaches like that around. You do. But at the same time, that's why I said I'd make him the highest paid whatever I need to, because just like how we're seeing these things, and we're podcasting, we're at home, whatever. It's other guys that are doing this professionally, as far as in the coaching staffs and the scouting departments, all this stuff. They see this stuff too. So
right.
We just gotta do right by the guys that do right by us, and Ollie don't need to go nowhere.
That's
yeah. Real.
And I take it to another level, and it's gonna be tough after this season. We might not want to hear it, but if Jeff bringing that defense step up again like they did last year, he's gonna be in consideration for a head coaching job again.
Real quick.
And that's just the way the NFL works. When you as a coordinator, when you become successful, teams looking to upgrade their roster, upgrade their organization, they're gonna steal culture from other teams. Look at what happened with Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
We don't like to talk about it. But guess what? When he put that off, now look, first year, I'm not gonna lie. The first year in Atlanta, it was rough with him and Matt Ryan. They had to come up with a plan on how they were gonna win football games and have a system that was successful. What did they do? He hid Matt Ryan's faults very well.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? 3 to 5 step drop, get it out quick, screen passes. And occasionally, you would see Matt Ryan throw a 40, 50-yard bomb. But that's after they set everything up for that to happen. So it's all, and he does the same thing in San Francisco right now. They will beat you with the run, short passes, and then eventually they're gonna go over top and kill you. But
and he normally has the guys in place to only be able to do that if they're healthy.
Right.
That's the crazy thing, though, Smitty. Just going back to just the coaching jobs. Think about how the 49ers still made the playoffs. And there was times where it seemed like that team was decimated, and they still found ways to win. That goes back to coaching and culture too, man. That's that's getting the best out of your players. Even though
what's up? He said, "What about Jadeveon Clowney?" You know what? As a situation of pass rush, he would work. But again, it's that bottom line. What's that number? If he's willing to take a
Big
pay
time
cut
like you
and become a
paid.
rotational guy, which will help him benefit him more than anybody because his age, he's getting older. I think he's about 33 now. And it's crazy because he got drafted when he was 20 or 21. And shit, I don't think he still had a 10 sack season. But with a guy like Nate Ollie and the way the Falcons rotate their defense, he could finally reach that plateau. And he would get the chance because we don't know when JPJ is going to come back. So, look, in that case, hey, it happens. But yeah, I would take him. Absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, man.
Um,
That'd
Go ahead.
be
Take out
interesting.
a question. Take out a question, but go ahead.
But no. We'll say so. I have a question. If Olbrich, oh, we were just pretty much talking, speaking about this, has us in the top 5 defense again. Y'all think we let him walk for a head coaching job? Now, context is everything because right in there he says, y'all think we let him walk. I don't think we'll
Which,
necessarily
which
let
mean,
him walk.
like I said with Kyle Shanahan, you make him the top paid offensive coordinator and promise him the head coaching job. If things don't work out with Dan Quinn, he stays. He stays.
Yeah, yeah. So wait a minute though, but I
Okay.
don't think you can't. But you can't offer that same type of deal to Jeff Olbrich, saying that, hey man, if things don't work out with Kevin
Now,
Stefanski, then you
because
next
but
in
see
line.
the only reason I said that they had the perfect chance to do that because they reached their plateau at the Super Bowl, and the very next year they got made to the playoffs, but they looked significantly different after he left when I think Sarkisian took over. They was the same offense, but the play calling, the situational play calling, it was just different. And in the scheme, it just looked different. And
Mm.
Dan Quinn reached his ceiling then. He just was never the same after that second playoff loss. And you hold on to Shanahan just one more season. Falcons could have changed their fortunes. So yeah, I get it. But yeah, with Ulbrich, with Stefanski just starting, no way you can offer that. But
Yeah.
when Dan Quinn had reached his ceiling, which is the Super Bowl, and went down the very next season, I think that was Kyle Shanahan's first season in San Francisco. You wait just one more season, you just get him to wait one more season. He takes over here. Matt LaFleur is probably the quarterback coach or offensive coordinator. We
Mm.
right back in the Super Bowl, possibly. We still have Matt. We still have Julio.
Yeah, you just never know what could have happened. That's again why I say you gotta take care of the guys that take care of you. So if you
Facts.
have to make him the highest paid the DC, in the league, then hey, that's the cost of business. But that's good business though, because again, when you can show that you can do it back to back times and you making sure the scouting department is getting the right talent to plug and play, hey, let's
Right.
go after it.
Facts. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go after it.
Why is it not the playoff making coaches staff that getting taken? Um,
They do depend on what happens.
yeah, it
But
depends.
Smitty, think about this. Most times, if you're winning, you kind of want to stay in the winning situation if you can. And
Right.
it depends on the franchise too. Like, okay, we got to go right back to Shanahan because it was if the Tennessee Titans maybe was offering him something. I don't know. I really don't know if Kyle Shanahan leaves at all. Even after the whole Super Bowl thing, maybe he comes back for another season. We try to run it back with him still running the offense. But it was the 49ers. I got to give it what it is. We know that they're a historic franchise.
Prestige. Yeah,
Yeah,
prestige
yeah.
organization.
We ain't got to big them up or anything. We know their history. But in the day, that's a franchise. It's like, okay, that's an opportunity where I can go and cut my teeth and everything too. Then on top of that, the other adding factor to this is the fact that he comes from a football family and his dad was a coach. You already know the end goal for him was to be a head coach.
It was ties there in San
Right.
Francisco, and I think them having a new GM and John Lynch at the time. I think that was pretty enticing. Then you look at also like you said, the prestige of the organization, but the reason why a lot of these playoff team coaches don't get picked up right away, you got to think about how much experience they've had in the league. You got to look at the team overall, and then you got to look at you know, does the head coach refer that person? Because I'm sure Dan Quinn backed Kyle Shanahan when he was leaving to go to San Francisco. Also, the organization, the GM, all that factors into these coaches possibly becoming hot names when their time is up. It's body of work, referrals, and all of that good stuff. So it's just not they just picking from the litter. It's just body of work and what they've done.
Right.
Everybody looking for the next big thing when it comes to coaching. It's gonna always be like that. Question: does J. Bill take a pay cut to stay in that? Now that's a great question. Jesse Bates, will he take a pay cut? How old is Jesse now? 30, 31?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's 31. Let me
So
see.
when you look at the age, if he's 30, 31, and I think his biggest contract is one he just signed with us last, it's behind him. Why not take a pay cut to stay on the winning team? A team that you're familiar with, a city that you're familiar with. And
29.
29, so he's almost 30.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be 30 when?
He'll be 30 next year.
So he just turned 29.
Mm-hmm. Back in February.
So he may get one more big contract for about 2 or 3 years. But if he wants to stay in Atlanta, he said he wants to retire the Falcons, you're going to take a small pay cut. Not no $8-9 million. He makes about 16 right now. So you still have him in the 12 to 13 range. I think that's still fair for him. But at the same time, there may be a team out there that's willing to pay him more to, still keep him in that 16, 17 range. So it just depends. If he wants to stay a Falcon, he's going to probably have to take a pay cut with all the big contracts coming. But on the other hand, if he wants to, build on his retirement money, he may take a deal elsewhere and, take that 16 to $18 million. Some players do it, some
Still
don't.
be honored. He can still command that.
Yeah. At 29, absolutely.
He can still command that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it'd be very interesting to see which way they go with there. And, man.
Oh, man, I get what you're saying. I'm saying Dan Quinn, the head coach, plateau, not the team, the coach. Sometimes when you get that high and you lose the way they did, it shoots your confidence. And you kind of seen it the next year. Team just didn't look the same. Yeah, I know we had a new offensive coordinator, but we pretty much had the same team. And I tell you another thing that hurt the team in that Super Bowl run. Roddy White the year before, losing him. You have Roddy White in that Super Bowl, New England has no chance at all. For one, Julio has somebody to help him, and there's no knock on Sanu. That's not a knock on Jacob Tammy. That's no knock on anybody. But you have Roddy White and Julio in that Super Bowl, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. See, sometimes bad mistakes, you have to pay for those at some point. And that was a bad mistake for him to lead the way he did. And I wish I could talk to him about that. But that's another story for another day. If we ever get him on, I would definitely ask him that. But at the same time, that contributed to it as well. Because Roddy he was outspoken. If we up by such and such points at certain points of the game, he wouldn't have never let that went down like that. Because he's outspoken and he would have went off on the coach. That's why him and Shanahan got into it, because he said it. Y'all got me out there practicing like I'm gonna have a shot in the game. Then when the game time comes, y'all put somebody else in to run my route that y'all draw up for me in practice. See what I'm saying? It will not.
Oh, it's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. Yeah, so 29, yeah. Hey, Larry, not looking like it, man, but hey, I tried. If he pop in before the show's over, hey, we'll go. If not, hey, we'll just keep talking until it's time. But we 30 minutes in, but hey, we appreciate him reaching back out, man. No doubt. And things like this happen. See, one thing y'all got to learn. This is one thing about this. This has happened to me 100 times. But you just got to keep on going, man. It's no hard. Think about it. He's a rookie. He's enjoying life. He's trying to get himself acclimated into the NFL life. So it's no look, it's no worries. It happens. But shout out to
It
him,
def-
man. Shout out to him. Pray everything works out, man. And look, like I said, Doug, how long? Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But go ahead, Chris.
yeah. No, I was just saying, yeah, I'm trying to pull it. Oh no, I'm trying to pull something up here.
Okay, well,
I just
I'll
wanted
keep going.
to see.
Losing Taylor Gabriel and Sanu was critical as well. Yeah, absolutely. But Sanu stayed longer. Sanu stayed another 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Julio had a viable sidekick, but I'm gonna be real. We know what Roddy was to Atlanta. We knew the records he had. He was just a different animal. Tay said Cal making 25 mil, Kirby 21, Winfield Jr. 21, Dervin James 19, Fitzpatrick 18. Okay, so and Kirby's younger, so that's why he's at 21. He had like what? He had like 10 interceptions a couple years ago. So that's why he
Yeah, I like.
got his money. Yeah, Cal 25. That's oof. Ooh boy, Cal 25. He would be around the Dervin. Nah, I give him Minka Fitzpatrick. They're around the same age, so 18 million. Yeah, and he said, I don't think Jesse takes 13 mil. I think he deserves 17 and a half, 18 and a half due to age. Yeah, I agree with that. I can agree with that. But I'm just saying, he said he wants to retire Falcon. He would have to take a pay cut. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean it makes sense because again, if you're talking about trying to keep Drake, Bijan, and Cal, you're going to have to be able to make sure you have the money everywhere else for the positions as well. And some people are going to have to be like, take maybe lost in a meal or two less and everything just to be able to keep that team together. Because you think about it, Jesse, has at least already seen a big time contract. All three of those guys that I just named, they haven't received one yet. They still
Right.
going off of their rookie contracts. They just think about that. All three of those guys are still living off of the rookie deal.
Facts.
So I mean, yeah, some guys got endorsements, yeah, but John got his mustard. I think Kyle has some things behind the scenes as well, and as well as Drake. But overall, they still living off their rookie deals.
Hey man, they like that hat you got on.
Oh man, I appreciate you. I really appreciate your family. Yeah, man. I try to
Ricky
keep it
Minicamp.
nice, man.
Hey, you gotta keep the hat. Ricky Minicamp, we talked about that a little earlier. One thing we didn't talk about that we should have talked about, and Chris wanted to talk about it, was position changes. He wanted to talk
Yes.
about Cash. I'll let you talk about Cash Jones, and then I'll go back and talk about one of the linebackers we just signed. But go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing about it was interesting seeing Cash Jones, and it all really came about. And Zachariah Branch had kind of let the cat out the bag himself. Because one
Right.
thing about it, the media, Zachariah Branch is gonna mess around and be like a charlatan to the media. I'm telling you, coming over,
Facts.
introducing himself, shaking everybody's hand, say, "Hey, look, how you doing? I'm Zachariah Branch," all that good stuff like that. Those are the type of things that so really, get you in the good graces of the media. And sometimes when it comes times for certain awards and everything, you might want to be in the good graces of the media. You never know because you've
Facts.
seen guys get cheated before. But back to it, Zach Branch, running those routes, showing that fast twitch and everything out there too, turning heads on and off the field. Then he
Facts.
goes and tells everybody, "Yeah, man, Cash Jones, that's my guy." And they're converting him to the slot position from running back to wide receiver. And I think that actually is not going to help Cash Jones overall. I'm not saying that he's going to make the 53 because he still is a long shot, even with the position change. But thinking about that is he's always been like a guy that can get down the field. He has some receptions as well out the backfield, or a couple times bailing Gunnar Stockton out and going to make big plays. So he can still do it. The slot position, honestly, is a good spot for him and his size too. So that may be the saving grace along with special teams. Think about him being a gunner. Think about him possibly returning kicks. All those things are possible, especially along with the position changes. Look at it. You got to know that the Falcons must be comfortable with the running back room already with Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson. We still have Nathan Carter. You still got a couple undrafted. So then Carlos Washington, a guy who's been on the practice squad for multiple seasons, he's finally let go. So like they must be comfortable right there, and and in the running back room. So it's like, okay, the only way you possibly even may stand a chance is you're going to have to change over from running back to wide receiver, and we're going to see where it gets them.
Yeah. And sometimes that happen, man. When you look at some of the stars from past that started off as a running back and had to switch to wide receiver, Hines Ward in college was a quarterback. He played
There you
quarterback,
go.
running back, and receiver. And he switched over very well. So sometimes it could be a career saver. You look at
There you go.
former quarterbacks. Um, when you look at former quarterbacks, yeah, Tyler Goodson, another good one. When you look at
From
former
Atlanta, by
quarterbacks,
the way.
yeah, you look at former quarterbacks. Logan Thomas started off as a quarterback in Arizona, ended up as a tight end. So
Mhm.
these type things happen. It's just wherever the coaching staff feel like they can help them, that's where they put them. Because think about it, if Kyle Pitts, if they wanted to and they drafted him number 4 overall, they could say, hey, we'll use him as a receiver. He ain't got to be no tight end at the next level. But they
Right.
chose to keep him there because they seen the mismatches. It's all about where the coaches use you. Let me see who else. Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher, a perfect example. New Mexico State, former safety, ended up being a 4-4 linebacker in the league, ended up being a Hall of Famer. So position changes happen. Yep, played at
Yeah,
North Gwinnett, absolutely.
I'm
So I
saying
mean, it
that.
happens. Oh, and another guy we just another undrafted rookie we just signed, former linebacker out of Kentucky, 6'3", 212 pounds. You know, 212 pounds is not big enough for a linebacker. So what do? Use him as a hybrid guy. Use him as probably in the slot if he can play the slot, or they can use him as a special teams guy. But nine
Right.
times out of 10, he's gonna be a safety guy. So it happens.
You want to know something also interesting about that? I know that Malik Vernon is still on the team, but that they're
Another
around in
conversion.
the same area. They're
Yep,
around in the same
conversion.
area as far as like that safety and linebacker, the size, all that stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting, they're signing
Another
those
form, another,
types.
another former Falcon. Kamal Ismail
Yep.
started off as a safety in that field. Towards the end of his career, put on weight, started playing middle inside linebacker, outside linebacker. So I mean, look, things like this happen. It's just all about where they need you. Takes that Cash Jones sleeper to make the team. Um, 4.3 speed,
Yep.
but you ain't got to even look at the speed because he's a hell of a special teams player. And
Right.
what were we bad at last year? Special teams.
What we
A,
terrible at last
a
year.
couple of these rookies that they're signing and putting on the team, that's going to be their specialty. So, yeah, they're going to make sure the special team, because field position is everything in football. When you're
Yeah.
missing kicks, bad field position, that
Flipping
costs
the
you
field.
football games. Yeah, that costs you football
Gotta
games.
be able to flip that field, man. So many times, man. We can look at it honestly. Okay, we can really keep it real. Like about 6 games that we can really just look at and be like, if we could have flipped the field the right way for that game, we could have had a better chance of winning, or we would have dominated, or we would have scored more. Whatever. It's like at least 6. And I'm just saying that just because I'm thinking about ones off the top of my head, but it's probably
Yep.
with more.
Way cool missing kicks, end up points for the other team.
Yeah, punt returns.
Y'all,
Think about all the punt
y'all
returns,
catching the drift.
all the gaps,
Yeah.
and on the punt returns on kickoffs. It was just bad, man. So, but overall, like we were just talking about, Cash Jones could be on special teams. That 4.3 speed could make it somehow, some way. And honestly, again, I talked about OZ. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys, push OZ. And you never know. We'll see what happens, though. He's a veteran, so he's not gonna go down without a fight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Harold Perkins, he'll play linebacker. He'll play
Mhm.
out. He'll play inside linebacker. He reminds me a lot of Deion Jones, and I said that in the previous video. He actually about the same size, sideline to sideline guy, can cover. I actually like what he brings to the Falcons. That's what I said. It's just crazy how everything is lining up 10 years later to what the Super Bowl team looked like in 2016. Which is crazy, but it's lining up that way. I think the only thing we missing is Matt Ryan type quarterback. That's
Hmm.
it. But hey, if you get a solid season out of Tua or Michael Penix, hey, who just say we could end up back there 10 years later? Who knows?
Who knows, man? It'll be great.
But yeah, he'll play linebacker. Absolutely. He may pick up about 5 to 10 pounds, but he'll play linebacker. He's faster. He's a 4.38 guy. So, he can hold his own. He's a little bit on the small side too, but he can hold his own. Think he's a little bit taller than Deion, but they practically about the same size. And we saw what Deion did his first 3 to 4 years in Atlanta. One of the best inside linebackers in the league.
I ain't gonna lie to you though.
He was a rookie on the Super Bowl team.
But he had Devondre Campbell too beside him.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, Devondre. Everything that Deion couldn't do, Devondre did do. I people sleep on that, and I know Devondre Campbell maybe overall don't have like the best attitude or reputation with people, but I will admit in Atlanta when we had those two guys together, it was something. It was magic.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, he played out of position. He played out of position because in Minnesota he was an edge rusher, and they switched him to an inside linebacker. It worked out for the best because he learned how to cover, and it evolved his game, and he ended up getting a big payday down the road. I think Arizona paid. It was Arizona. No, it was Green Bay that paid him, but he ended up getting a big payday because he was able to evolve, changing positions, and doing different things. And you just have to do that. Coach you up, have you in a better position, you take it. It was Brandon Frazier who got cut. It won't affect the money situation because the signing bonus was probably only $10,000 to $20,000, so that's all they had to pay. He only got the $300,000 if he made the roster, but like I told Chris earlier, hey, he could still come back in some form, shape, or fashion because he could be an H-back, tight end type, blocking type guy.
Yeah, man. You never know, man. At the end of the day, again, I said earlier, I'll say it again, man. Keep your eyes on the Joshua Simon situation. Let's see what happens with him because he's a sleeper for me. He's a sleeper.
This is a good question. Who y'all think starts besides Diablo, Daniels, Perkins, Harris, or Anderson? Ooh, boy.
To be honest, okay, this is my honest opinion. I think it is Christian Harris' job to lose, but I believe that Daniels is going to push the heck out of him, and I think it's going to come down to either Daniels or Harris being starter next to Diablo. I feel like you're going to sprinkle in some Perkins as well, depending on what's going on. But I'm ultimately thinking that Daniels is going to be beside Diablo if he can push Harris out the way. Anderson is not starting next to anybody. Perkins, so he has an opportunity as well. Don't sleep on Perk Jr., man. He can possibly never know, overtake all these guys. But I think now
he's my wild card.
Yeah, I think right now it is Harris's job to lose. Watch out for Daniels. Perkins as a wild card. Anderson is a no.
Yeah, I think Anderson, if he makes the team, it'll be special teams for him. Because he still has the speed, he still has the athleticism, but his injury history is going to take a toll. So to keep him healthy, I think special team is best for him. I mean, he wanted to play all these snaps, but yeah, I'm like Chris. I'm going Harris. You got to go Harris. He's been waiting on his opportunity. It's funny that we keep talking about that, but he's another one. He's been waiting on his opportunity. He did pretty good in Houston. But if he can get a starting job next to Diablo, I think it works because you look at Daniels, he's the Caden Ellis, but he still needs to develop. Perkins still needs to develop. But the faster they pick things up, you'll see that rotation start to pick up. And then by mid-season, we'll be solidified as to who is going to start and why they're going to start. So it'll start off, I think, with the two veterans and Harris and Diablo. But hey, these type things happen, but if the rookie played better, I mean, during preseason, who knows?
Yeah, facts. Say who y'all got? Say who y'all think the Falcons will play?
A lot of people saying Cleveland. A lot of people saying Cleveland just to get that Stefanski battle. And I couldn't knock that.
It's too soon. It's too soon.
I think they start the season on the road in Washington. That's what I've been hearing. that they start the season on the road in Washington. But
Yeah,
I
that
would,
sucks too because I kind of wanted that game to be a little later.
yeah. See if they're both in playoff contention, and if Penix is back, and him and
Mm,
Jaden Daniels battle it out again, I would love to see that
yeah,
in prime time, for a playoff spot. That would be dope. But
nah,
yeah, I think it's gonna be Washington. But
yeah,
I
I'm
would
just
love to see Cleveland. But
yeah.
hey, if we play
I saw
Cleveland
that
next year,
same graphic about Washington. They're
yeah,
possibly being Washington. Do you know something? Here's a fun fact. If it is Washington, or if we're on the road, period, do you know that'll be the first time since 2019 that the Falcons have been on the road? We've been at home since
yep.
2020. We've been at home week one, every year. So
And
if
usually
it
it's a
is a
division
change,
game.
yeah, 2019, the last time we started the season on the
Who was
road.
that team that we played on the road in 2019?
I believe who I had it on the tip of my tongue. Hold on one second. Let's see. Mm, the Vikings.
Yeah. I kind of remember
Gosh,
that one.
I hate that I looked it up because now I remember the game. God
Yeah.
darn. All right.
Ridley
Anyway,
played. That one of those games. Ridley played pretty good, but we still lost.
shoot. I'm trying to think. Remember that year we lost 28 to 12.
Yeah. 4 field goals.
I'm like, and that's what and check this out. Listen to this. Let's have a flashback.
Right.
Matt
What was the game
Ryan,
Matt
of
Ryan
course,
threw
was the
4
quarterback.
interceptions?
Huh?
What the game he threw 4 interceptions?
Matt Ryan? Nah, he threw two, but he was sacked 4 times.
Okay.
But he still had a 300-yard game. Check out and listen to the running back room. Edo Smith. Remember Judge Edo Smith?
Wow. Boy, I ain't heard that name in years.
Devontae Freeman, you had Russell Gage out there, and then Matt Ryan had to run a couple times for scramble. We have the wide receiver room. One of the guys is back, Austin Hooper. He was on the
Yeah.
team 2019. He actually led the team in catches in the game with 9 receptions for 77 yards. He is back. Calvin Ridley was out there. Mo Sanu, Justin Hardy, ain't that a name? Julio
CFL.
Jones. Yep. Julio Jones, Russell Gage, Devontae Freeman, Eo Smith, and good old Luke Stalker.
Wow. Boy, I ain't heard that name in forever. And he was a blocking tight end.
Ooh-wee. Oh, Falcon fan.
This is
Hey
a
man,
question
I
we
ain't
get
gonna lie,
all the time.
one
Right.
of the best
Go
physical
ahead.
punters, one of the best physical punters in the
Matt
league.
Bosher.
Yes, sir. You better believe it. You better
Yeah,
get that,
Matt Bosher. That dude was built like a linebacker, man.
yeah, man.
I
Shout
seen
out to
Matt
Matt
Bosher in
Marshall,
person.
man.
That dude is built like a linebacker, man. No
Shout
lie.
out to Matt Bosher.
Rod, we've been asked this question too, man. If he makes the team, it's gonna be practice score until he proves himself.
Oh,
Because 2 seasons back-to-back season in the injuries is not good for anyone. Not saying that he can't come back from it, but I seen the motor a little bit. When he did get those snaps, but I think he'll be practice squad. But far as final 53 with what they brought in, it's gonna be tough. Keep it real with you. And as we've been saying, it was not this regime's problem because they didn't draft him.
definitely when we come in and you already got that past history, you really can get thrown by the wayside for real. I mean, you gotta think about that, guys. Like that's
Right.
tough right there. I mean, even with Troy Anderson, the only reason why he's here is because of that contract loop. But he's going to have to really show this regime that he is not the injury history, along with the fan base, because we all feel some sort of way. We know about we know one thing about it. If it's the Saints and Troy Anderson is playing, look out, Saints. But outside of that,
Facts.
it's like we haven't had enough. We haven't had enough.
Facts. Say they do play Washington. I'll be seated there. Stay right around the corner from the stadium. That's what's up.
Dope,
Tay. That's what I'm
dope.
talking about. They went to the Super Bowl with several rookies, so that don't matter. We had Poole, Neal, and that linebacker that went to Green Bay. And he's talking about who you talked about, Devondre Campbell.
Yeah, Devondre Campbell. Yep. I'm trying to tell you, man, Devondre Campbell and Deion Jones, that was a good match, mix and match right there. It really was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we really didn't appreciate it until it was over. That's the thing.
One was the run stopper, one was the coverage guy. And that's actually what they're trying to do now. Diablo is the cover guy, and Christian Harris would be the run stopper. So, but hell, if you get a Perkins or a Daniels, you get them to go in early. Both of them can cover. So if you have two linebackers that can cover, that could be trouble for that short passing game. So that would make the offense change their game up a lot if that happens.
Okay, go ahead and try to throw the ball down the field. We got all them ball hawks out there. Go on ahead. That's exactly what I want you to do.
Yeah. It's Tasty, y'all think Diablo's replacement, or do y'all think we will resign Diablo? I think we are 6-2 when he played. Yeah, we had a damn good record before he got hurt. When he got hurt, everything went downhill. Chris pointed that out right after the 49ers game was over. But
we seen it in that game, bro. Like, the thing about it is we were still in that game until Devon went down. And then we had to insert other linebackers, and they gashed us.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it. But just that NBA Jam helmet, y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't got to see it. But but Tay said about Diablo's replacement. If they're smart, they resign him. They found the GM, man. And the crazy thing about it, no matter how good he plays, I actually think they won't have to pay him an arm and a leg. And he'll get paid nice, but he won't be in the $17 to $20 million range. They could probably give him 3 years, or I would say 4 years, about $55 million, somewhere in that range, about 12, 13 million. And that's pretty good for a starting linebacker. I would do it.
I think if you can do it. No, I think if you can, you should do it, bro. My thing is, bro, listen, 6-2, but just think about, like, we lost really just about every game that he didn't play when he went down. That's impact right there. And again, you want to play the rookies, you want to give them the role and all that stuff, but sometimes you got to pay some guys. And again, I don't think it's going to be bad, but I think you definitely still need a guy like Devon Diablo, because he is a guy that, you know what I'm saying, was drafted as a safety. Remember that he was drafted as a safety and converted to a linebacker. So he fits that mold of what Jeff Ulbrich wants to do too. But honestly, he's the best one that we have on the team that does it. So I feel like you go ahead and you extend him just a little bit to have that extra weapon, that extra piece in the linebacker room. You already got other guys on 1-year deals. If they do well, then we can talk about them. If they don't, then guess what? You still at least got Devon. You still got Devon. You got Daniels. You still got Perk Jr. So regardless, bro, like, you still got options. It's optionality. It all depends. Now Devon goes down this season, then you still got that optionality with those young guys. Facts. And possibly the Christian Harris, as long as he stay upright and stay healthy.
Facts. Q, what's up, man? Shout out to Q, man.
What's happening?
Yeah, shout out to Q, man. Y'all we on that bullshit, but shout out to
y'all.
Q,
You do know that we both finished first, though, right?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. We still finished first.
Hey, Q, we got to link up during football season, man.
We got next year though
for the Panthers games. Yeah, we got to do them preview shows. Jason said reports it's going to be the Steelers.
Ooh.
That would be a nice. That would be they play the Steelers. Ray 50 said it. He said the Falcons play Steelers week 1, and I've actually watched them play the Steelers on the first week a couple of times. Pittsburgh is not a nice place to play.
That's why you get it out the way.
Yeah. Let Us Pray. What's up, man? Y'all go check out Let Us Pray Sports on YouTube, man. He all out on the West Coast, man. Teacher, so y'all got to show him some love, man. He teaching the next generation, so please show him some love. He has nice pop-up shows. Talks to his followers, ask them questions and give them great points, man. So y'all please go check out Let Us Pray on YouTube.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, my guy. So he just started through to show some love. Didn't Mooney get he's with the Giants.
He was the Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
Mm-hmm. With the Giants.
I mean, I ain't mad because and this is a good thing, Jason. This is a good point. Kevin Stefanski was in Cleveland 7 seasons, so he knows how to attack the Steelers. And the crazy thing about it, I think they beat the Steelers one year and they had a very bad record and came in and they beat Pittsburgh at home. So, Kevin Stefanski knows the division. He knows how to attack him. So, yeah, that's a great point, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But any more questions before we get out of here, man? Again, we apologize. Carlos probably couldn't make it because, like I said, he's busy. So I get it. So look, we'll keep working to get him back on so y'all can get to hear his story. So I'm gonna probably have to change the headline of the video, but I don't mind doing that because I still enjoy y'all coming through, talking to us, giving us questions, giving us content. Because me and Chris always say, without y'all ain't no content, no way. Is Jalen Ramsey still with the Steelers?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. They got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick. He went back to the Dolphins.
That's who left. Yeah, that's who.
Yeah, he went back to the Dolphins. Yeah, we played the Bengals in Spain.
Yep, week 9.
Only way I get to that game, y'all gonna have to
not a GoFundMe, bro.
Yeah, boy, you read my mind. Boy, you read my mind. Them trips ain't no joke. They ain't no joke.
My thing is, bro, like I seen on Delta, if you fly like Delta 1, it's like a $10,000 flight.
See what I mean?
So
yeah, you got to put that one on the credit card, but I don't carry credit cards because credit cards ain't never bad news. Hey, Jason, I got to apologize, man. It just respect because y'all taking out time out y'all schedule to check out the show. But like I said, man, he's busy. He's a rookie, so he's getting acclimated to the NFL life. He was trying to take time out his busy schedule to join us, but I get it. I will keep trying until he can find time to get him on because I really want to know his journey, man. From high school, we went to the same high school, so I really want to know what it was like going from high school to Kennesaw State, then choosing Houston from Kennesaw State because that's kind of different dynamic. Because we know Cobb County in Georgia is different from Houston, Texas. I know, Chris knows. So I really want to know that. But yeah, man, it's just out of respect, man. But still, shout out to him, man. Pray he has a good season, and like I said, we'll keep working to get somebody on him or whoever it may be.
Whoever.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. It'd be nice if I can. It'd be nice if we can get a hold of old Jack Strand. That'd be an interesting conversation.
Hey, I'm gonna keep working till I get one of these guys on, man. That's what we do.
We're working behind the scenes.
We do it for y'all, man.
For sure.
Yeah, no knock on nobody, man. Prayers up, man. I'm praying he makes the team, man, because to see an Atlanta kid from the West Side make it to the NFL is a blessing. Because like I said, I went to school with Jamal Lewis. He ended up going to Tennessee and ended up with the Ravens, first round pick. Jarvis Hayes, former NBA forward for the Nets and Pistons, went to school with him as well. So I know these guys. Still talk to them. But like I said, for them and it's hard to make the NFL. It's hard. And to see him get a shot, and I know he can make it. Oh yeah. And for him to get a final on the final 53, I would love to see that. And I think he has a great chance because they rebuilt it, and the way what he did at Houston last year, let me know he can play at the next level.
Facts.
We appreciate you.
Shout out to also Morgan Burnett. Now, he was an upperclassman as I was a lowerclassman at North Clayton High School. So shout out to Morgan Burnett.
Former Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket.
Yep. Yeah. Green Bay Packer. Yep. They had to convert him from a quarterback to actually, playing defense and playing the safety. So
Well,
yeah, man. Shout out to him.
so it's all about where they need you. If you can switch over, hey, you go for it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get that experience. You're gonna get that paycheck at the end of the day, and that's what it's about. And if your skill set lets you, hey, you can always go back to the other side of the ball somehow. But Morgan was a hell of a safety because he had great, ball skills, reading passes and reading quarterbacks. That's what happens when you play a position like that and you get to the other side of the ball and see it from the other point of view. You already pick it off. So
Right.
hey, it happens. But yeah, man, another great show. If you got anything else to say before we get out of here, man, feel free.
Hey man, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is we appreciate each and every last one of y'all every single time. Guess, no guess, because regardless, we already know we're gonna do our best to provide the best content we can to you guys,
Facts.
as a group, individually. Regardless, you're always gonna get the best from Smitty and A1. So again, we appreciate you guys each and every time you guys pull up. But as for me, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the A1 family. Also, Falcons Digest catches over there, man. Anything small or big, we talk about it at Falcons Digest. The same thing with Hawks Digest as well. Hawks got the 8th overall pick. We're going to see exactly what they do. Combine going on. I got a couple of guys that I need to be checking out to see exactly like who's moving well, who could possibly be the next member of the Atlanta Hawks. But also Twitter A1 Forever, Instagram A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Find your piece today. It is 9:37. And even regardless of what happened, it's still been a good conversation, peaceful conversation. Always talking Falcons football with you guys. So appreciate you guys like that. Again, positive energy always creates elevation, and y'all be generational because it's always time to be.
Hey, boy, you got to find that piece, though, man. You got to. Hey, man, who is your dad, man? What's your dad's name? Yeah, let me know right quick. I know every damn body. Everybody know it because my wife be like, man, you need security when you out.
That jump be funny. I remember I was on the phone with Smitty one time, and then some random guy just had walked up to him. What's up, Smitty? I was like, heck no.
Kid you not, I was just at the doctor's office about a week and a half ago. And walked in just talking to the check-in desk. And dude just heard my voice. He was with his wife. He just said, Smitty, that you, man? I know that voice anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. When somebody recognized your voice and didn't see your face, because I walked in one way and he was sitting another way and I had my back turned. And if you ain't seen me, I'm a short dude. So, I mean, a lot of people, when they see me, say, man, you look like you real tall on the screen, but that's what TV do to you.
Yeah, that's what it
But, yeah. But, yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, be like that. I only had some times where I ran across, some people. I remember I told you about like 3 weeks ago. When
I know your dad. Oh, yeah. I know your dad. Hell, yeah. Small world.
Oh, yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. You just never know, man. Small world, city of Atlanta, you never know who. At this point, man, I say what I always say when people be like, man, I know my folks and my folks over here. I just be like, man, everybody knows somebody. That's all I just say. Everybody
knows Atlanta, man.
Just never know.
Look, 285 is a circle. You're going to run into somebody that you know.
Big old circle.
Big old circle.
It's so crazy. I've actually driven around the circle before, man. I remember I was 19.
I done did that.
Just drive around.
You said it just right. When I first started driving, I drove around 285 for the hell of it, just to see how it go. Just for the hell of it. And back then, I was 17, 18 years old. Gas wasn't shit. You can go off $10 worth of gas for a week and a half. Yeah, I'm old. I don't care. I'm old. But hey,
I'm just saying, just thinking about the times, just even so, just like, bro, like gas really wasn't nothing. Like nothing. It was just
$1.50. Shout out to tell your dad. I said, hey man, tell your dad, check me out, man. I got to catch up with him, man. Got to catch up with him. But yeah, man, look, I'm telling y'all, another great show no matter what. Like Chris said, find your piece. Find me on Twitter at fatboysnell_21. Always over there blowing that thing up because that's what I do. Catch me right here on Smitty Sports Machine for latest, greatest topics. Great content because me and Chris we're gonna still pump out this content, man. And we gonna get back into talking Hawks because it's some interesting topics out there. We ain't got no Falcons to talk about, so hey, we'll switch over to the Hawks and the Braves. Yeah, we'll do it just for y'all. Um,
Hey, real quick before we get up out
okay,
of here,
go ahead.
last thing, hey man, shout out to our guy Daniel Flick, as he is
Oh yeah, boy.
officially
I
Atlanta
don't know
Journal
how I forgot that.
Constitution's
Yeah,
new
yeah.
Falcons beat writer.
Takes
So
over for
shout out to
D-Led.
our guy Daniel Flick, man.
Yeah, shout out to Daniel Flick, man. Nephew doing his thing. Didn't I tell you, Chris? I told you when he went out to school, I said he would be back soon. Cause he said
Oh
it on
yeah.
the show. Man, look. I don't know Bernice like that, but I done ran across a couple times. I ain't known like that. But yeah, I done ran across a couple times. Real nice lady. But look, I'm telling you, yeah, Daniel doing his thing, man. There's another one we talked about. We had on the show recently, and I told you, oh, our boy Cam. If Cam gets to the mainstream, Cam has what it takes to go for longevity. Still young, very knowledgeable, and look, Cam doing his thing, man. Y'all please go over to TikTok, Go Time Productions. Go check him out. I'm telling y'all won't regret it.
Yeah,
I voted yesterday, Melvin. Voted yesterday.
dang boy, y'all don't knock that thing out already, huh?
Yeah, I voted yesterday. Me and my wife voted yesterday, man. Check it out.
Right
But yeah,
on, man.
man, another great show. Like Chris say, man, y'all find y'all peace. Tonight is 9:42. We're gonna get y'all night back. And as I always say, man, keep God first, because you keep God first, everything gonna fall in place. And that's for real. Things might not work out the way you want, but trust me, God always on time. I believe that. Y'all should too. It's your boy Antoine Smith, your boy Chris Tipmore. We're gonna roll on out of here, man. We'll catch up with y'all soon, because like I said, it's hella topics out there when it comes to the Hawks and it's off season. It's gonna be interesting. Y'all go to Hawks Digest. Chris gonna tell y'all all about it. Falcon Digest, he on there too. He running it up. Y'all go help him over there and grow. Put them numbers up, and we're gonna holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.
Peace.